Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, so today we are going to start our third lesson, and it is about the alphabet sounds and the words made of them. So we will study for each letter one or two words made of them. So we want to practice the sounds of each letter. So we will practice the writing, reading, and listening, and speaking, all of them same time. So alphabet, Pashto alphabet with examples. The Pashto, Pakhto Alif B, the مثالونو سره. So examples in Pashto we call مثالونه. One is misal and multiple is مثالونه. Another thing I'm going to try is teach you standard Pashto, and I'm going to try using our own dialect. Like if we live in Salikhana Kotli Kala, so we have a different distinct accent or dialect for each word. So you're going to try both of them. You're going to learn both of them, okay? It's going to be difficult, but we have to learn it. Okay, so before that, we need to know harakat, diacritics. So these are in Arabic. We have very similar or the same in Pashto. I'm sure most of you know these from your Qaida Nuraniya or Arabic lessons. So in Arabic we call it Fatha, Kasra, Dhamma, but in Pashto we call it Zabar, Zair, Pesh, and we call these Zabar, Zair, Pesh in Urdu as well. So these are some of them. The first one is Zabar, which goes on top of a letter. The second one is Zair, which goes under the letter. The third one is Pesh, which goes on top of the letter. So the sound would be A, E, U, okay? And then we have the sukoons. In Arabic, if we have, let's suppose, a word as be, ba, and we have sukoon, we write it like this or like this, okay? Different ways of writing it. But in Pashto, normally we don't see anything on it, so it's absence of vowel, okay? So if you put alif here, we have fatha on it or zabar on it, and when we connect in Pashto, we don't write anything in here, so it's absence of vowel, so automatically we understand it has sukoon on it, okay? You will see mud somewhere, and same thing, do zabar, as two zabar. In Arabic we call it fathatain, and then you see another one, do zair, as two bars or two zairs underneath a word, a letter, as called do zair, do pesh. And shadda is like this sign. And then hamza, we have, hamza is a letter in Arabic, but in Pashto we don't have hamza, we use it for different purposes, and we will see that when we come to it, okay? So these are different harakat, diacritics, or different signs we will be using in Pashto. Very rarely, but we will still use them. Okay, so we will study standard Pashto, and then we will have dialect or accent, mainly for people speaking in area of Salikhana, Kotli Kala, Shakot, this area. Okay? The first one. Who can pronounce this? Alif. Alif. And what is this? Anar. Anar. So in standard Pashto, we say anar, but in our own dialect, we say anor. Can you see the difference? So we need to know both of them, because if you learn anar and speak that Pashto in our village, Salikhana, Kotli Kala, it doesn't seem right. It's kind of awkward. So you have to learn the local dialect accent along with the standard one. So if you go to Peshawar or main cities, then if you say anar, it's fine. But if you are local, you can't say anar, you say anor. Okay? So you have to differentiate between the two, and you have to use it accordingly. And how it is written. So written, have you got pen and paper, everyone? Yeah, whoever has got one, they can try. So the first one, you try alif like this, okay? Then noon, connect with alif and dot, and then re. So that's how you write anar, okay? So next time, the rest of you can bring in pen and paper so that you can practice here as well, okay? So that's how you write anar. Let me know when you finish. Remember, you write it from right to left, not from left to right. Start from that side. Okay? Yes?
Question. Because God knows Zabar Zeriya, how do you know if it was Pashto?
You have to learn every word it sounds by itself. Means you can't put Zabar Zer on it. If I put, because when you read it, you have to understand this is anar.
I mean, say,
If it's
in
because you have to learn individual words. It's a very good question. Very good. If I put diacritics Zabar Zer on it, so what I mentioned here, I forgot to mention, is diacritics, we call it Zabar Zer in Pashto. I forgot to mention that. So we call it Zabar Zer. So somebody can ask you, can you put Zabar Zer on it for me? Can you put harakat on it? So it's going to be alif, mat, alif, zabar, noon zabar. There's a sukoon, so we don't put anything on it. And anar, there's sukoon on it as well. Nothing on it as well. So that's anar. But in Pashto Urdu, we don't put these harakat there. We put only in some words where there's a big confusion. For example, in Urdu, we normally do like this can be is or us. The same word is, so the only difference is we put is kasra or us dhamma. So that's how we differentiate between the two. Otherwise, majority, probably 99.9%, we don't put any diacritics, any signs on it. We have to learn individual letters. That this is anar. Whenever you see it, this is anar. And sometimes if you have two words with similar sounds or diacritics differently, then you understand from the context. When you read in context, before, after, you automatically know that this is going to be read like this. Next question, yeah?
Noon and alif joined together.
Yes.
If you write separate like noon and alif as like all the words individually, you make like you change that word or?
It would be the same if you write like this, alif, noon, alif, re, but it's not according to the transcript how you write Pashto. So this is in a way it's not correct way of writing. This is the correct way of writing. Okay? And another thing, if you might have noticed that because of alif is now here, I'm asking you the questions we studied last week. Is alif a connector or non-connector? Connector. Non-connector. Connector. Non-connector. Okay, why is it connector?
Because it connects from both sides.
Alif.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
It was mid-connector or something?
No, it's not. It's a non-connector because if you see here, this, if it was connector, then we would be able to connect this alif with re. But it's not it is a non-connector. We can't connect anything here. Re itself is a non-connector, but it can be connected. Something can be connected before it. So it's because of this alif's property of non-connection, we can't connect this re with it. You will see other letters where, for example, noon, is it a connector or non-connector? Connector. So if you see here noon, we can connect something after it. The difference of connectors and non-connectors was that you could connect something after it. With connectors and non-connectors, you can connect for both of them before it, but for non-connector, you can't connect after it. So this is the example. This is a connector. And again, we see alif is non-connector, so it's not connected here. If this was connected, this would have been connected. So Ibrahim, your question again, the reason we write it like this because this is a connector, this has to be connected with this one. This is one word, so in one word you have to connect the letters which can be connected. And if you write another word next to it, then you have to have a space and then next word. So this is the difference when we studied connectors and non-connectors. Okay? Any other question? Very beautiful questions. Yes? Okay, next word. So the difference, standard Pashto is anar and local dialect is anor. Okay? The second made of the same with A for apple, B for boy. So similar, we say alif for anar, alif for arm. Okay? So how do we write it? There are two ways of writing. Sometimes you use the mud, and sometimes you don't see the mud, so it's arm. Okay? Again, this is a non-connector, this is a connector. but it's only 2 letters, so it's fine. Okay, any other. Okay, in standard Pashto, and both of them is same thing, no difference. It's okay? Bay. How do you pronounce this one? Brush. Good. Else? Okay, good. It's the same brush in English. There's no difference. So same brush in English, in Pashto, and in standard Pashto, and in dialect. Okay. How do you write it? You start from here. Okay. That's Re. This is Be, and Sheen. Okay. Those of you who got pen and pencil, practice. Write it down. So Be again is a connector. It's a non-connector, and it's a connector again. So you have to learn each word. Okay. Okay. Finished? That's brush, okay? Okay, next one. But hey. Anyone else? Battakh. Battakh is Urdu. Battakh is Urdu. Bata. Bata is okay. But hey is standard Pashto, and Bata is local. Okay, we say Bata. We don't say but hey in standard. In local dialect. So in standard Pashto we say but hey, and in local dialect we say Bata. How do we write it? So we start with Be, Tue, He, Ye, and then 2 dots. Okay. So who can differentiate? Who can read individual letters for me?
Ba,
Be, Tue.
Ye.
Good. So you need to, first thing you need to know individual letters and then connecting them, okay? Tue, is it a connector or non-connector? Who can? Why?
Because it connects with both.
Exactly. Can you see here? It's connected with Ba, it's connected with this one. Hey, connector or non-connector?
Connector.
Good. And yeah, it's connector as well, okay? So the difference of pronunciation is Bat He in standard Pashto, and in local dialect we say Bata. Finished? Good. You write it from right to left, okay? Next one. Who can pronounce it? Pyala. Pyali. Pyale. Okay, so the way we write is Pe, Ye, as 3 dots. Pia. This is important, Pyale. So in standard Pashto we say Pyale, but local dialect we say Pele. So there's a alif missing locally, Pele, and no lay, it's lay. So it's normally transferring to this ye, or this one. So both of them. So transfer from here to there, with local accent or dialect, okay? So this is Pyale. See, focus on the lay. That's the standard Pashto. And Pele is local. We say at home, Pele. We don't say Pyale. Okay? Okay, write it down. Next question. Is this a connector or non-connector? Connector. Good. And lam? Connector. This is connector. It is connector because alif is non-connector. That's why it's not connected with that. It's not because of lam. It's because of alif. Alif is a non-connector, so you can't connect anything after alif. That's why there's a space. And lam itself is a connector. Okay? Done. Next one. Pakha. Pake. Good. Pake. Yes, Pake. How do you say in local? That's Pake is standard Pashto. How do you say local dialect accent? Perfect. No, just Pake. Pake. Normally, the slight difference is pake and pake. So pake, no, it's local dialect. So how you write it is pe, kaf. Today I'm writing in big, very big, so everyone can see it. Okay, so this is normal ye. There's nothing, no dots, no flick, and it's simple, pake. So pake is standard, and pake is standard, and pake is local. Finished? Good. So from next week, everybody has to bring pen and pencil, okay? And you have to remember these words as well. So if depends how many we do this week. Next one. Who can say it? Tabar, good. That's standard Pashto. Who can say it in local dialect accent?
Tabar.
Tabar, no?
Tadir.
No?
Tabre.
No?
Tabar.
No?
Tabar.
Tabar, exactly. Okay, so how do we write standard one is te, be, re. As te, tabar. So that's standard Pashto, tabar. And locally we say tabarge. Okay, we don't, sometimes we say, but most of the time we say tabarge. Let me know when you finish. So everybody is enjoying it so far. It's easy, isn't it? So we need to learn these vocabulary words, and once we do that, then we have to, next step is going to be making a sentence, okay? So we have to learn 1 or 2 words for each letter. So we will have around 100 words memorized by the end of this lesson. Not today's because it's going to be too long, so maybe next week is going to be the same thing. Once we finish that, then we have to go to the next level, which is making a sentence, okay? Use it, how to use it. Okay. Thala. Standard. Yeah. Standard, yeah. Thala. Yeah, thala is fine. Thala is fine. And local is thala is fine as well. There's no difference unless the experts can say something. Yeah. So local is fine. If I make any mistake locally, just say it is wrong, because it's better to correct it now than later on. So thala or standard is thala, and local dialect is thala as well. And how to write it? Te, lam, he. Te, lam, he. Is the lam connector or non-connector?
Connector.
Don't say it until I ask you, okay? Yes? Non-connector. Why is it non-connector? It is connected. You see, look, it's connected with te, it's connected with he. So it is a connector, good. So it's connector because it's connected with both letters. Hey, is it connector or non-connector?
Non-connector.
Oh, it is connector. Now you can't see from this example, but it is a connector. You can connect something after it. The shape changes from hey, it becomes like this, or it changes like this. Okay? So you can connect something before or after it, okay? Let me know you finish. Finished? Writing it? Good. Okay. Next one. So what you said, all of you, it is local accent, local dialect we use in our village, okay? Lekhana Kodlikala. Topai. So because of this here, look, so you have a circle here. It's not a dot, it's a circle. And you have 2 dots. 2. And you have the. And because of this flick, you say pay, to pay. So whenever you see this here, that means you have to add that sound pay. And 3 dots. Okay? So standard Pashto would be to pay, and locally we say to pay. Again, this change into normal ye, to pay. That's the difference. Normally, that happens with local, like we just don't emphasize this one. We just transfer that into the normal ye, to pay, to pay. Finished?
Yeah.
Good. This one. Tamatar?
Yeah.
O.
Tamatara.
Na. Tomato, yeah. So standard is tomato, and locally we use something else. Pottingard. Yes, pottingard. So we use pottingard, or plural is pottingard. So tomato is written like this: te, mim, alif. Te, mim, alif. Te, re. Tomato. And that's the standard Pashto. Just try to differentiate between the, let's see. To differentiate it properly, okay. As tomato, standard Pashto, and pottingard. Same thing, tomato, but the writing is different. It's written like this in Urdu. Because in Urdu, te is like this. That's the difference. That's Urdu, that's Pashto. Okay. Finished? Next one. This is a difficult one. The two like we used in summer. Miwe. Summer and miwe we don't normally, it's mainly used in Afghanistan, so we don't normally use summer. Some places use miwe, but locally I think the word fruit has become like a norm in Urdu and Pashto. If you go somewhere shop, they even write on their menu as fruit, they don't write miwe. So the fruit itself, English word fruit, that has become the norm locally, and even in the cities they use fruit instead of miwe or samar, okay? But still we just need to know in Pashto. So the way you write samar is se, mim, re. As 3 dots, samar, and then o, brackets, miwe. And we have, sorry, it's not this year, miwe. This year, okay? Samar or miwe. Fruits. So it's okay if you use fruit locally or at home, because that has nearly become a norm for us. Finished? Okay. Next one. Okay, we don't have the picture, but this. Anyone who knows Sabat and Salim, a meaning of it? Not Shorbat. Sabat or Salim? No. Complete. Yeah, you just saw complete, yeah. If the fruit is, or the veg is not cut, so it's Salim, it's like its original shape, it's not cut into pieces. But if you cut it, or then it's different. But normally whatever is complete, that's why we call it Sabat or Salim. Roh. Locally we say roh. Good. Roh. Something roh. Exactly. So something is complete, uncut, raw, it's raw, and when you cut it, it becomes into pieces. Yes? Kajur nasho. Kajur navi means motwi, it's pieces. Then is tukde. So pieces called tukde. Okay? Good. How do you write it? We don't use it locally quite a lot. We use, as we said, what was it? Karchevi, exactly. Karchevi Navi. Sabachi, Karchevi Navi. Yeah. Exactly. When you buy watermelon in Boda, say Roga or sometimes Karchevi. So that's Sobat Salem. Yeah? Nima. Nima means half. Okay? Okay, Sobat Okay, and some places use Salim. Let me know when you finish.
No.
Is the bay connector or non-connector? Connector, good. And lam?
Yes, connector.
Connector, good. What about te?
Connector.
Finished?
Yeah.
So once I will upload these slides. Who have access to download these ones? Everyone, yeah? Good. You can download it and you can watch it again and again, or means the video and the slides. Okay. Next one. Jaws. Jaws is not standard Pashto. It's our own dialect, okay? It's a standard one is Jahaz, and Urdu, some people call it Tiara as well, Pashto.
Jahaz and Jihaz.
Tiara. In Afghanistan they use it Tiara, but normally in Pakistan because of the Urdu influence we use Jihaz, okay? Jihaz, and in Afghanistan is Tiara. Al-Wataka as well, yeah. Yeah, different names, Al-Wataka as well, yeah. So famously it's used Jihaz, and how you write it. Jim, He, Alif, and Re. Jihaz, okay? Z. Jihaz, good. What's the local dialect accent? Local, you said earlier was correct. Jaws, yeah, Jaws. Jaws, yeah. Finished? Okay, next one. These are two more plural. Joinde. Joinde means something alive. Life. Small kids. No. Jandi, yeah. Jandi, and it's the same in standard Pashto and the local Jandi. So there's no difference in Jandi. The flags. And one is Janda. One is Janda and plural is Jandi. And how to write it? Jim, He, Noon, and that's Dal. That's Jim, that's Noon, and yeah. Okay? So Jim, He, Noon, Dal, yeah. So remember the question you asked earlier, whenever we can connect them, we have to connect them in one word. In one word, if different words. But we can't, because see here, Dal, it's a non-connector, so we can't connect, there's a space. Otherwise, this is a connector, this is a connector, this is a connector. So whenever the connectors are coming together in a word, we have to connect them according to the rules of writing in Pashto. Maybe Urdu and Arabic, same thing, yeah? Finished?
Yeah.
Good. Oh. Zwana is female. Okay. Zwan, yeah? Something is a young person. Zwan. So Zwan is a youth or a young man, okay? So how you write it is, remember the word we learn, Ze or Zim. Write like this. Waw, Alif, Noon. Zwan. Yeah, we use it in some places, but we don't. Locally would be Zwan. Zalmeh. Zalmeh is in even standard Pashto we say Zalmeh as well, okay? So that's both are correct. Sarai is just a man, okay? So Zalmeh, Zwan, both are used standard Pashto and dialect as well. Zwan. But can you see the usage of Z, so it's same as Z. So the only thing you see the difference is in writing. Otherwise, the sound is the same as Z, Zwad, Zol, Z. So 5 letters. 5, 6 letters. They have the same sound. Writing is different. Finished? Yeah. Next one. Zangal. That is it standard or local dialect? Local dialect. What's the standard? Zangal is quite similar. Zangal, Zangal, Zangal. Yeah, in Pashto, in local dialect, we say Zangal. There's like extra prolongation with Zangal, Gal. And in the standard Pashto, we say Zangal. Yeah. Zangala is a person who, like, caveman, not caveman. Yeah, wild person. The person who lives in or behave. Yeah, Zangala who sometimes sometimes it's used metaphorically. It's not literally. Literally means the person who lives in jungle, but we use it in a context with somebody who doesn't act normally. Yeah, it's kind of in a way it's insult. Yeah. Zangala means you don't behave like a normal person. Okay. So how we write it? Z, Noon, and then we have Gaf and Lam. Z, Noon, Gaf, Lam, Zangal, okay? So all of these examples of the words, the letters we have studied, so that's the usage of Z or Zim. Sometimes you see in writing, when you write it, handwriting, you can see this is connected. That's fine as well. Sometimes you see that it's connected, so that's okay in writing, handwriting. Zangal. That's one. The Gaf there, this is Pashto Gaf, and Urdu Gaf is like this. 2 bars. That's Urdu and this is Pashto. This one. No, this is Urdu. This is Pashto. We don't have this in Urdu. We have to write it like this. Finished? Any question? I think all of you should come every week because you're helping me out. Because it's very difficult to think of the words because we don't normally use it. So, next one. Who hasn't said? You said. Charga. Good. Charga is same in both Charga in standard Pashto and in local dialect. So both are okay. Charga, okay. How we write it? Che, Re, and then Gov. Hey. Charga, okay? Yeah.
Could you do Charge?
Charge? No, it's Charga. Chargi is plural, multiple Chargi. Okay? Finished? Next one. Don't say it until asked, okay? Chatre, yes. Chatre is a local, is a standard or local dialect accent. Chatre, chatre.
Local.
Local. What's the standard?
Chatra.
Chatra. Yours? Chatra, yours? The only difference is this one. Let me write it down and I'll show you the difference. Che, te, re, che. Flick. So what happens normally, we transfer this into normal ye. So this is chatre, chatre. This is when we use locally chatre. So that's the only difference we have. Chatre is standard and chatre is local dialect. So this is an example for the letter che. Is this a connector or non-connector?
Connector.
And about this one, che?
Connector.
Good. Finished? Good. Next one. Sapale. That is it a local, is a standard? Local dialect. Chapali, as local as well, Chapali. Local dialect we use in our village, our villages. Saplay. Yeah, saplay. So again the difference is, as example of say, pe, lam, ye. Pe. Okay, so what we do locally, we instead of supply as standard, we say supply or chapale. So that's the local chapale, supply, and standard is supply. Chapala is one, yes, good. Chapala is one. That's a pay. And this is say. So the sound is same as say. Supply. Finished? Finished? Finished. Next one. So when you go home, remember, make sure you memorize these words, okay? Next one.
Salor.
Salor. Salor, salor, salor. Salor, same thing. Salor, yeah, same thing in standard. Salor, 4. Yod Wadrisal, good. We will study that as well. Good. Okay, how do we write it? Say, lam, and re. Salor. Is this a connector or non-connector?
Non-connector.
Shh, don't say it. Just raise your hand. Yes, it's a connector. Why is it connector? Yeah, but it's not both sides. Look here, there's a missing space. Non-connector. Good. Why?
It's not connected with a space.
Good. So it's a non-connector because it is not connected with the next word, next letter. So you can't connect other letters with it afterwards. You can connect something before it, but not afterwards. Okay. Salor, 4. Finished? Okay. Alwo. Alwo is local or standard? Is it local or standard? Alwo. Local. Alwo is local. What's the standard? Halwa. Halwa is a standard Pashto, and locally we say alwo. He, lam, wow, and he again. Halwa. And locally we say alwo. Finished? It's a dessert, okay? Next one. Who can say it? Halwe. Try. Halwa, no. 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 Alwe, no. You say it. It's not halway. Because we don't emphasize the ha sound in Pashto. It's he and ha and ha is both he. So it's halwai. Halwai, yeah? Halwai. And the same in standard halwai. Yeah, same. Alwai, yes. In standard is halwai, and in local we say alwai. Alwai, yeah? No, halwai. Halwai, but it's slightly use of he, not too much. Halwai. Hey, lam, waw, alif, and we use the other type of ye. Okay? Halwai.
What is halwa?
And what is halwai? Yes, good question.
Dessert maker.
Dessert maker, good. You just saw it, that's why. Next time I'm not going to put the meaning translation to, yeah.
Is dessert like mituri?
Exactly, yes, mitoi, yes. Good. So basically, the one we studied before was halwa, and then the person who makes it becomes halwai, okay? But it's not, they don't just make halwa, they make other dessert, other types as well, but just they're known, the name is halwai. Finished? There you go. Khatake. Khataka. Khatake. Khatake. Khataki. No, Israel khatake, no khataki. Because the ye is K. So khe, te, kaf, as khe, and this is te, khatake, as one. And khataki, if there was khataki, that would be plural and 2 dots, but it's khatake. And it's the same, both of them, okay? Standard and local khatake. Khatake. Yeah, khatake.
What is melon?
And what is khatake? Yes, melon, the yellow one. The other one is called watermelon. Finished? So that's khe. Okay, so now question is, what's this? How to pronounce this letter?
Connector.
No, this letter, how to pronounce it? Te. And is it connector or non-connector? Connector. Good. Good. And this one? Kaf. Is it connector or non-connector? Good. Okay, we got 5 minutes left, so let's see how many words we can do it. Okay, next one. Can you see it? Don't read the transliteration. Read the word. You have to read the word. Yes. Karmane. Now? Kharmane. Good. Yours? Kharmane. Farmore. Farmore is local. Kharmane is standard. Kharmane. Kharmane is standard. Kharmore is, so Kharmore we completely changed this bit. It's re, the re sound comes Kharmore. That's the local dialect we use. Kharmore. And Kharmane is standard. So you have to know khe, re, mim, alif, noon, and ye. Apricot. Okay, it's apricot. Finished? Looks like we're going to finish this in about 3 weeks' time because it's quite long. And it's important you memorize each one, okay? Because we will make sentences from it. Yes?
No, the melon, yeah. Can that be called indura?
That's watermelon. It's Hindwara. As used Hindwana, Hindwara, and there's Imbora. So different names for it. One standard one is Hindwana. Hindwana. Next one. Yes?
Zwat.
Zwat. No? Remove, hide the transliteration. The what?
What?
Dwat?
Dwata.
Dwata?
Dawa.
Dawa?
Dwe.
Dwe? Dawat, yeah. Bashmore. So in standard we say dawat, and in local we say bashmore. Okay. So dal, waw, alif, and te. Okay. Dawat. And what is dawat? Yeah. Inkpot. Good. Dawat.
Dawat ink is the
Porta. Inkporte.
Na sahi
Agita ho sahi kira. Ta kum ki sahi cha agita inkpot. That's the inkpot. Oh. Pot is anything. Any the pot. The inkpot is that specific thing. Finished? Dawat and takhte. Takhte, I don't know if you haven't seen. Okay, next one. Let's see, you say it. Yeah? Yeah. Darwaza. Darwaza, yes, good. Darwaza. So we say darwaza, standard darwaza, it's tiny difference, not big difference. Darwaza. Okay? And it is, in English? A door. Yeah. So dal, re, waw, alif, ze, and he. And war, locally we use war as well, okay? War, darwaza, and this is standard is darwaza. Okay, can you see here? This one. Can you see the reason it's not, the space is there, this is not connector, this is non-connector, this is non-connector. It's basically all these except this one are non-connectors. That's why it's written separately. Again, answer to your question. Because whenever the non-connectors come, you have to write like this. And this is not connected with this because this is a non-connector. And see, hey itself is a connector. But because ze is non-connector, so you can't connect anything after it. That's why it's written on its own. So all of them, except this was connector, and these are all non-connectors. Finished? Okay. Oh, it's time. Next one. Okay. Shall we? Okay, do this last one and then finish. Okay, because I have to. Okay. Doll. You said doll. Say doll. Doll.
You could say a toy.
No? Dole. Okay. So dole is the way we pronounce dole is local dialect, and dole is standard. So dole and dole. Dole is local and dole is standard. Dupre is the other ones. Normally, you can't call it Dupre, it's dole. The Dupre is the one, the tabli, so tabli as well. Dupre is called tabli. Yeah. That's with twe. Tablas with twe. Okay, it's dal, waw, and lam. Okay? Again, same example. This is a non-connector, and this connector. But this is not connected because this is a non-connector. Dole or the play. So just to give you a guide, this is the same in Urdu as well, except the writing would be different because we write dole differently in Urdu. So that's why I said if you learn these words, a lot of them they're used in Urdu, even Farsi. So you will have control over a lot of the words in other languages. Okay. Next one, and this is the final one. The same doll example is in the shoe box. Dabe. Okay, so the standard is dabe. Okay. And the local one is dabe. The local is dabe, and the standard is dabe. Baksa is the big one, the sanduk, that's called baksa. The big one. Sanduk is suitcase, yeah, but big one, not this one. It's called the base, tiny one, the shoe size box. Okay, so that's the bay. Jimpuri. Jim Shabede. Tempura is a Ray Pure. Okay, finished? Oh, the B. The B as well, okay. Next one. Okay, so Dwapura goes. Next one is Zol. Okay. Zakhir. Zakhira. What is Zakhira?
Is local and Zakhira.
No. What is Zakhira?
Stocking.
Yeah. Stockpile, yeah. Stockpile. Yeah, stockpile. Zakhira. When you stockpile something, okay? And how do you write it? And how do you say in Pashto? In local. Jamawari. We don't normally use it that much locally. Yeah, we don't normally use it. Jama kawana we don't normally use it. Someone got the world that's different. Zakhira is specific. You collect different types in stockpile. Zakhira and dozi is normally haram in Islam as well. You can't do zakhira and dozi. You can't do stockpiling, because if something is needed in the market and you stockpile it, it's haram. You're not allowed to do it.
Even for shopkeepers though?
Zakhira is if everything is available in the shop everywhere. If you do it, then it's fine. But if there's a problem in the market and you do zakhira and dozi, stockpiling is not allowed, because you have to bring it to the market.
If you like order some stuff and just put it in the back store or something like
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Just only if you know the source.
Exactly. But if you know that this need for market and you do it, people buy. That wasn't allowed Islamically, because you can't do zakhira and dozi. Yeah. Next one, okay. So how you write it? Ze, khe, ye, and zakhira, yeah? Zakhira. Stockpile. Okay. To the last one, I think we do this one because people might be outside. Okay, next one is? Zarabin. And what is Zarabin? Zarabin. And what do we say locally? Durbin. Now we say locally. You can use say mirsh. Mir, we use it for agha as well, burning something. But it's Zarabin. I don't think we use it locally. We don't use it. Mirshi shawti. Exactly, we don't use it locally. Zarabin, yeah? Ze, re, he, and bin. So actually, this is a combination of two words, zarab and bin. So some you use it for to see something small, zarabin, okay? Or zarab means small portion items. Zarabin. Okay. Ray, this is good. Rickshaw. Yeah, rickshaw is in English. Tap is different. Rickshaw. Ray, Kof. Sheen. And how do you say locally? Rishka. We say Rishka as well, okay? So rickshaw is standard, and Rishka we say it locally. Tap is motorbike. Yeah, but not the motorbike. We use is the scooty. Yeah, scooty, not a motorbike. Scooty is tap. Okay, and the last one, this one. Yeah. Ray. Rail Gadi. Yeah, Rail Gadi is standard, and locally we call it Rail Gode. Yeah. Ray, ye, rail. Rail is actually the track is called rail. The track is called rail, and Gadi means the vehicle. Gaf, alif, and rail Gadi. Okay, that's it for today. We will see you next week's session, inshallah. Make sure you practice this, and we will see you next week, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.